Hello everybody, let's do a Tuesday figure drawing. Let's separate the page here, have it so I can build and I can draw 3 times on that A4. It's not a very long drawing, or sorry, long session basically. It's going to be a short session. Well, let's have that figure drawing. That we have the girl showing up her hands, both hands. You have the head, and before that we have an axis which goes something like that. So you have the hip here, and you have the leg which holds the weight of the body there, and the upper arm. You have the upper arm here, her right arm, that's her left arm. Body structure, the axis is here, leg is there, and you have that right leg which is actually only holding or keeping the balance of the body. Toes, heel, calf, thigh, and the other thigh, knee, calf, and the foot basically. Now that's not bad as it is with that quick sketch, but I've given her wider hips, so I would try and make her with less wide hips there. But then if I made her with less wide hips, I can lift up a little bit, elongate the arm, both arms. And here we have it. I think I've gone a little bit out with that upper arm here on the right, but I can connect with the rest of the body like that and give her a little bit wider thigh basically. Okay, well, this is it. It's pretty much there. A line for the eyebrows. Of course, it's a very small portrait, so I cannot concentrate and do a little bit more detail to it, but basically this is the eyebrows, hairline there. Lower arm, upper arm, and here what I neglected was that turn of the rib cage where it connects with hip. So in a way I was right with that wider hip, but it was just a bit too wide compared to what I'm seeing here on the original picture. Okay, then you have her belly, and probably a little bit of a darker tone here with the belly. And here we have it. Okay, you have the belly, breast area, upper arm. Well, before the upper arm we have the armpit here, and a little bit of a darker tone here. Shin, a little bit wider the thigh, and give that darker tone here. There we are. And I could bring a little bit more darker tone to make it more rounded, the thigh. But I think as a quick sketch, I don't want to go too long with this drawing. What I'm missing a little bit here is actually the neck. So I can come and do a little bit of a smaller head to reveal. So that's the eyebrow, that's a new eyebrow line. Eye line, nose, mouth, and the neck. And give it a darker tone on that side of the face. Neck, armpit, elbow, fingers, and the big, the index, well, you cannot see index fingers there. That's the elbow here. Another thing that I could create a little bit more here, or give it more of a, if the light comes on that side, as we have light here, then that makes the shadow come from, work on, develop to this side. Heel, calf, and the thigh. And a little bit of a rib cage, just to get that rib cage feel here. There. Bit of a lighter tone onto the forehead, hairline, and just a little bit of a line to separate her neck. There. There. And we cannot see the hand behind. So we cannot see her right hand. We can just barely see the thumb on the left hand, and the fingers moved or have that turn, upwards turn. There we are. And maybe a little bit wider here. Now I think I can use a little bit of putty rubber here, although I wouldn't like to, but it helps. So where it will help, just give that hip a little bit more of an oomph by creating that bone structure here. The hip bone structure. The bum a little bit more here, a little bit wider, and the bone here, reveal the bone, although there's not much there because it's quite smooth, but it helps. Then you have the knee cup and the foot. It's hard to create the foot looking towards us. So it's not an easy thing to do, but looking at the angle of the foot and the shin, how they do connect together and how they come about and connect with each other, then this is the way to go. And so basically you have that, let's say 5-degree angle here, and then you have that flat foot here, which is coming towards us. And then you have that big toe and small toes here, and the heel here, which is Well, actually, I've messed a little bit about with it. It was better before. There, maybe a little bit of an angle there, but I think that also helps a little bit. Then you have the kneecap, and then the shin. And you have the rib cage here. And you have the belly there. Elbow. Elbow here. And as I said, I can clean up a little bit a few lines. Maybe lose this line completely. There's no need for that there. And create that muscle there with that light. Nose, forehead, eyes, maybe bring the face a little bit more inwards, and the neck. I'm not getting into detail. I don't want to get bogged down with details because there's no point there, and will not save. Well, I want to save time in the sense that to make it as short as possible. So I don't want to do a portrait there because it's not about the portrait. It's about the gesture drawing, the gesture of the girl, basically. Well, I think that's good enough. We have the movement. The proportions, they look pretty much okay. Upper arm, lower arm, face looking where it needs to be looked, to where the direction is. The length of the thigh is in proportion with the length of the kneecap toes. Same on this side. Well, it's just bring that bone structure here a little bit more visible, which connects the thigh to the hip there. And maybe emphasize that other bone there. Okay, well, see you on the next one. Hasta el próximo.